we're back. You are listening to IBGR.network, and IBGR is our call sign as a radio station, but we are much more than a radio station. We are a global network with now 152 countries. That's 26 countries more than we ended with last season, 13 weeks ago. And I checked that up. So phenomenal. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for contributing, because you, the listener, are the most important. You, the viewer, now also are the most important people, because when you have questions, and I'm sure you will decide what we're going to talk about. You will decide the next session. It doesn't have to be all in 10 sessions I will talk about a question I've heard. No, if you have any questions about a subject, and in this case the people side, Thursday is the people side. So if you have a question for us in the people side that you want to address, people and entrepreneurship, people and business, there is something you want talked into, let us know. The orange question mark in the top corner, in the bottom corner of the website at www.ibgr.net network. You can do it there, or if you're on Facebook, you can join us and ask questions here. And I might not answer them right now, but I'll certainly answer them afterwards, or for definite. Your questions are important to us. We are going to be an on-demand radio network. So as from next season, whatever your questions are, we'll decide our next show. If we don't talk into it, the same show already, but definitely by the next show. Nothing is set in stone. I've already picked subjects for the next 12, 13 sessions for season 4. But what really happened, what really drives it, is you, the listener, the viewer. So, okay, we are in session 13, the season finale. If you just joined us, the season finale. We're just having a look back about some of the subjects, some of the areas, and talk into some of that. So if there is something that you might have missed, then you can go to the IBDR.net network, or of course to our app. If you haven't downloaded our app yet, download our app. It's brilliant. But go to the app, and you can download the podcast there as well, and also the show notes. Get to know the hosts. Become part of our community, our exploding community in 152 countries. But I'm already in session number 7, where influencing the outcome was the meeting before the meeting. And the meeting before the meeting, as if there was not enough meetings to go around already. Some people, it's death by PowerPoint, but also, not another meeting. And then another meeting before the meeting. Is this not just an utter time waste? Well, some meetings are time wasting, because there is no agenda. I'll talk into that the next session as well. There is no agenda, there is no real layout, and the people are not sure why they're even there, and they talk for the sake of talking for hours sometime. And they repeat themselves, because as I said as well, most people are so interested in what they have to say that they forget to listen, and it's already been said, it's already been talked about, but they're not really present. So yeah, I personally have attended plenty of meetings that could have been much shorter if everybody knew why they were there, what they needed to talk about, what they were there for, and to bring out what they had to bring to the table themselves. And most importantly, as I just said, if they just listened intently to what was being said, rather than just formulating what they wanted to do next. So why then? Why then do we need a meeting before a meeting? Before we go into those boardroom meetings. And board is quite often B-O-R-E-D, not B-O-A-R-D. I didn't spell it wrong if you looked at my season's notes, my show notes for that session. But there are quite often board meetings, because people are bored. Oh no, Monday morning we need to sit at the meeting again. I've been at them. And next Monday, if you're lucky to have only one Monday morning meeting that lasts for a couple hours, next Monday, most of the time we talk about the same thing, because nothing gets implemented, nothing gets done. But therefore, it looks. I actually looked up the definition of a pre-meeting, and here it was, and I need to read it again. It's in my show notes as well. A gathering in the run-up to an official meeting in which details of the official meeting are discussed. Now that is certainly one way to describe them, but there's a little bit more to it actually. Now, everyone hates long meetings that are unorganized. These days people are busy enough with their regular work. When when the meetings are bad, they just get mad because it's total time waste. And if you can sit down with people before the meeting, and I talked into this, if you can sit down with people before the meeting and sit down, either connect with the people who will be in the meeting to find out what they require if you're hosting the meeting, connect with other people in the meeting if you actually, and I talk into that, if you want to find favor in the meeting, connect with the people you know are going to be in the meeting and talk to them privately for 10-15 minutes before the meeting, not directly for the meeting, but in the run up to the meeting. You want to know, you want to already inform some of them, so you get a kind of feeling what the meeting thermostat is going to be like, if you like. I couldn't think of another word just now, but yeah, what the temperature in the meeting is going to be like. So it is very important, but also sit down with your team. What if you are your team representative, what you're going to bring to the meeting, what you need out of the meeting for your team, and connect with the team beforehand to make sure. So there is a lot more to it, but it makes the real meeting much more effective and much shorter, for sure. So then I talked about the business meeting, a necessary evil. Well, what is a business meeting really? A business meeting is a gathering of 2 or more people for the purpose of making decisions or discussing company objectives and operations. That's like it. Business meetings are generally conducted in person in an office. However, with the rise of video conferencing technologies, participants can join a business meeting from anywhere around the world. And I mean, it is so important because I also have I run an online presentation skills course, which I added a whole session about presenting online. That's totally different than just the presentation, but actually presenting online, all the things you need to take care of when you're presenting online, especially important meetings. Keep their attention, you know, how you use a PowerPoint, the backgrounds, all that kind of stuff for a proper presentation. I hope that makes any sense, but I mean that is a whole session now as part of my presentation skills training. When I do it online and in person, I will talk about it because I know online meetings are here to stay and they're becoming more and more important. So why are meetings important in business? Well, decisions are being made faster and employees are more engaged in their work. Important company resources are put to good use. So you don't have to conduct more meetings just to resolve an issue or re-explain project goals. So sometimes a meeting is not possible or not necessary. Just a small group together, quick, you know, this is what we need to do. Any questions? Yeah, okay, let's get going. That might be all it needs. You know, a few minutes in the morning might be all it is. But you need to find out the goal of the meeting and all the kind of stuff that really is important in the meeting, and be prepared and make sure that the meeting runs properly. You know, there should be somebody hosting it. There should be an agenda sent out beforehand so everybody is aware of what needs to be discussed in the meeting and discuss these things. Don't keep going back to, and don't go longer and longer and longer about one part and forget about the other parts, but start with the most important things first. But if time runs out, then you don't have to leave the most important things. So any other things that need to be discussed in the meeting, that should be at the end, and if it's not possible, fine. But make sure you get to the core goals of the meeting. Then I talked about strategic and impactful connections. Now that's also, you know, it is important because you need to make connections for common ground. You need to make connections that benefit both of you. You need to make connections for a win-win situation, but how do you make connections? Networking is so important. You know, why do you want to connect with people? I talked into it, and it's not just about handing over a business card and you know, this is what I do, can I have your business? It's building relationships. I talked into Ivan Meisner, the founder of BNI, Business Network International. It's got thousands of chapters around the world, and he talks into it. And I mentioned the VCP process of networking: visibility, credibility, and profitability, and in that order. Now that means that simply when you start networking, you need to find out, you know, what is your intention? Making money, regardless of who or what you damage in the process, or doing good, or even if it means not making that sale that right now that could potentially make you some or that connection that could potentially make you a lot of money, but it's there's something not right. Something tells you that if you are making money while doing good, I love that sentence. Then you can really get on with life. But it starts with VCP, really. If you go and network and become more effective, don't become a networking groupie, but go to a networking session with an intention. I talk about intentionality later on as well, but go with the right intention. What are you going to do there for? What are you hoping to achieve? And not just about business, but make connections. You need to be visible first. People need to see you, know who you are, and find out what they're all about. Ask questions, don't talk. Ask questions. Be interested before being interesting. Then you get credibility. People get to know what you do, and maybe they've already had experience with you. And profitability, if those people not only use you, but also if they refer you, then you actually have real profitability. So there is a lot more to that as well in that session. But building strategic relationships with the people important to the success of your business is critical. And these relationships can lead to a new business, improve customer or client engagement, and improve the relationship as well as your profile. Now, I'm just keeping an eye on it because we are nearly getting to the time again that we need. This is already our third session, just about done again, and we've only got 50 minutes left. But you can see it's pretty warm here. There's a little buzz of a tiny fan here. My number one fan, in fact, it's here. I use that just to keep the heat off a little bit because it's very warm, very humid here in Durban, South Africa. But yeah, I hope you're getting an idea what I've talked about, and we're just going into the final session. But if you're on the radio, join us on ibgr.radio network. Check our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and we will see you in a few minutes. Don't go away.